Elizabeth Sullivan. Let's give her a round of applause.
I think I will stick with this. Okay. Well, my name is Elizabeth Sullivan. I am the author of The Three Little PFPs, and I'm very excited to share with you my journey today. So basically what I did is I used derivatives from NFTs that I own, and now they became the main characters in my storybook. So I want to go over today with you the benefits of educating our youth through story. We're going to talk about the power of storytelling, teaching and inspiring children, all that jazz. So there's a few smart people in this room. I'm going to test your knowledge real quick. Let me know if you know where this comes from. So if I were to say, one fish, two fish, you might say, red fish, blue fish, nice job, that's Dr. Seuss. So we're talking numbers, we're talking color now. Okay, how about, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Anyone know where that one comes from? The little engine that could. Okay, so we're talking affirmation. I know you know this one. Okay. My grandma, what big teeth you have. Little Red Riding Hood, wonderful. So now we're talking about stranger danger, self-awareness. This just goes to show the power of storytelling and how these stories can be ingrained in our brains when we hear them at a young age during our youth. I mean, when's really the last time that you read Little Red Riding Hood? It's probably been a while. So, see, storytelling has been an effective way of communicating throughout human history. If you think about it, the Egyptians documented their history in a grand story form of hieroglyphics. The Greeks shared about mythology through incredible stories. As a matter of fact, at some point in time, everything has been communicated, whether it be color or stranger danger or history, through storytelling. So I thought, why should NFTs be any different? And that's where my new book, The Three Little PFPs, comes into play. You see, I've been an avid reader my entire life. And actually, my favorite Disney princess was Belle from Beauty and the Beast, her nose stuck in a book. And I find it kind of ironic that books and stories have even made their way to the conversations here at NFTNYC. I mean, honestly, aren't NFTs a digital thing? It really just goes to show the power of story. So I wanted to share with you just a few ways that we can educate our youth through story. I might not get to all of them, but there's this handy dandy little slide that can, you can go for it. Okay, so we're going to talk about maybe exceeding and increasing vocabulary. So if you have a book about space travel, you might have some scientific terms, some vocabulary in there. Basically, the child's going to learn principles of space travel through the story. So it helps express and increase vocabulary that way. Another way would be transferring emotions to readers. Books have a really good way of doing that. So if you're reading a book, let's say about a lost little puppy, it can elicit emotions of empathy and sadness. Versus maybe if you're reading a story about a hero overcoming evil, it can elicit emotions of determination and pride. So stories are very powerful in transferring emotion. Storytelling also cultivates imagination, and I can't think of a better example of this than Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland began as a book. Lewis Carroll wrote an amazing book, and the amount of imagination that has gone into interpreting that story in and of itself has been displayed throughout books, throughout artwork, throughout multiple movie renditions. So storytelling can really help cultivate imagination. Another benefit of storytelling that it has on our youth is it develops patience and self-control. Because let's be honest, you don't just fast forward to the end in a book. It develops patience because you need to wait for the story and the characters and the plot to unfold and you get to appreciate the journey. You don't just fast forward to the end. It also aids in developing empathy and emotional intelligence, and it can bring awareness to causes, communities, NFTs communities, anything like that. Storytelling is a very, very powerful tool for our youth. So these are just 8 benefits of why. I could really go deep into these, and there's many more benefits to storytelling to educate our youth. But I want you to focus on these whys, and next we're going to go into the how. So So I had just a few tips for you. Maybe you're thinking of writing your own story. First off, where do you start? Well, I would just think about your own personal interests and experiences. What are you interested more in than the average person? What do you maybe know a little bit more of? What are some experiences that you've had in life that, this is why documentaries are so great, that you don't wish the other person to need to go through, you'd rather pass them on through story. So when you're considering writing a story, just think about your personal experiences and interests. Also, you want to identify the key messages to convey to your readers. What message do you want them walking away from? So that interest of yours, that you know more than the average person about, what really intrigues you on that subject? What would you like to share with them, with your reader? And my tip number 3 is to consider the format and the medium. We have NFTs, we've got the digital factor. I decided to put my story in print. You also have ebooks, things like that. So I have my 3 little PFP story. I'm gonna fast forward this because we are off this part. So I decided to go with print for my book, and it's really not that complicated, but I wanted to share with you the whys, all these benefits that it has on our youth before I tell you the how. Because the how is just process, guys. It's just a simple Google search on to the next thing to do. But the why is super important. So my why with the 3 little PFPs is I wanted to introduce the language and vocabulary of NFTs to children and the reader, because we all know as parents, as we're reading a book, we tend to learn something as well. So in this story, you can learn about the Mr. Bear Market who comes in to destroy all the profits. There's a little glossary in the back. One of the flowers builds its house out of FUD. One builds it out of alpha. So I thought that was really powerful to be able to communicate on a 5-year-old level what we are working on the back end, and this is the world that they are going to grow into. So it's really key for them to know, basically, what does LOL mean? That's what's in this book. It's a very simple vocabulary of NFTs. You see, the writing, the process is not that difficult. It's the why, it's the actually doing it that is incredibly difficult. And I can tell you that you all have a story to share. Maybe you just haven't been bold enough to put it out there. But action, 5 minutes every day, you can leave a legacy on the next person. The beautiful thing that I love about this book is that I can pass this knowledge on to you. And I can pass it on to you, and I can pass it to you. And when I am not here, this book still stays. It is also available in ebook, digital format as well. But this knowledge can be transferred on even when I'm no longer here to transmit it. That's powerful to me. And all of you, you have a why. You have a little story hidden in you. I know that you do. Just follow these steps and get it out there. But it's going to take action. So I want to show you the power of action. The first person to stand up gets this book.
I'm already standing.
There you go. All right, I will hand this to you in just a little bit. Congratulations. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, you pause for a second, I'm not going to lie, but the first person who stands up gets the book. The first word you write starts the story. Every attempt is something that can blossom and grow into the result of you being able to transfer whatever you have, whatever legacy, whatever message you want to convey to the next person. And that's pretty powerful in the very end. It really is. So thank you for letting me share with you, and I look forward to reading all the stories that you share. Do we have any questions? We have just a tiny bit of time. All right, wonderful. Thank you.